Hello, Teaquilters. Today is Wednesday, July 17th, 2024. It is 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're here for live chat. So I'm going to give people a minute or so to get their notifications and so that they can join us on the live. Also, let me put this phone on silence. Let's see, or at least vibrate. Okay. All right. Hello, Deb S. says, I'm going to catch a live. Yippee! Welcome to a live chat. Vivian Cavey is here. Glory Jean. Kevin the Quilter. June Hanson as well. So we're just getting people a chance to come into the chat. If you're in the chat, go ahead and just drop a hello to us. We'd like to say hi to you. Jackie. DBD Stitch Art is here. Darcy Savali. Hey, Darcy. Welcome to a chat. She says, remember to give T her thumbs up. So thank you, thank you. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Also hit the thumbs up button for me. It just keeps the Teaquilts videos in rotation on YouTube. Very much helpful. Thank you. Nikki B is back. And Betsy is here. So we're just going to give people a few more seconds to come into the chat here. And then we'll talk about a few things. And then we're going to compare the cordless irons, the Panasonic cordless iron with the Steamfast cordless iron. Hey, Brenda Foley. Hi, Valda Cole Wilson. Welcome to a live chat. So we'll just start out with the bags here. So I was on the chat Saturday and I made this bag as well as a bag that was triangular. I did give the triangular bag to Jason. It actually has his bingo supplies in it, so I made him like a little bingo kit. So that's why I needed it a certain size. And I'll show you on this bag here why I needed it to be a little longer than this bag. I actually like this bag. It's a very cute size. I think my clips would look good in this for traveling. A lot of things would be great in this for traveling. So I really like this. And then, of course, it closes up. I did have some tassels here that didn't have any strings on it, so I just tied a piece of pearl cotton on here. So I do have a tassel on here that I purchased, just some generic tassels from Amazon. So I put that on here. On the inside of this one, I just put one of my fabric labels on the inside, just so that I know I made it, 10 years from now when I forget. I'm looking in the bag, but I just sewed that down onto the lining. So it does have a label, and then they do have the handle for a carrying, so you can carry it. So then I made it a little bit bigger for myself. Hello to everybody coming in. Tammy Boyd, Claudette Hall, Maddie Barnum, Sheila Willis, and Remo. Deborah Holloway. Remo is also reminding you all to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. So thank you, thank you. And so I made mine a little bit bigger. And then in my bingo bag, Oh, this tassel I just found. I had it probably on a gift bag, and it was already one that was made with thread. I have to figure out how to put on the tassels a little bit prettier when they're already pre-made, because I can't like get a thread through a piece of metal. So my knot is on the outside. I don't know any other way of getting the tassel on there without having a knot showing. So if anybody knows that, let me know. I put my tag on this one on the outside. Of course, I got the carrying handle again. I put my wallet in here for bingo money. I got lots of candy in here. So lots of candy. But I wanted it to be long enough to fit the bingo daubers. And so this is the size dauber that I have. And that's why this bag was not big enough. So you can see my dauber is hanging over. So that's why I had to go back and do plan B while we were on the screen and actually make it a little bigger. So now that I've done that, it will fit. And then everything fits in here. I can take a few pieces of candy. I got my bingo wallet money, so I always have money in the bag in case I'm one of those people that don't ever have cash. And at the bingo place, you got to have cash, or you got to use the ATM and probably pay to use the ATM. So I just put a few dollars in here. I try not to use it if I have money on me. If I don't have money on me, then it's money already in here for me to use. So that's kind of how I do my bingo setup. And then I put about 3 or 4 daubers in case, like if you're going with a friend, I try to bring so that each person will have 2 if one runs out or one acts up. So that's what I did with the teal triangular one and this one. And then this one, I haven't decided what I'm going to use yet. So then if you're on Facebook and if you've been watching my YouTube community post page, I had pre-quilted maybe 1.5 yards of this fabric. Turn it this way. I had quilted like 1.5 yards, and I don't know what possessed me, because when I first did this, I thought that I was going to be putting this on some binders, on books, you know, like binders. You know, the big ones, 3-ring binders. I was going to put this on there. And then I decided it was too puffy and I didn't like it. And I'm like, I don't know if I want the books to be puffy. They need to be flat, especially if they're going on the shelves for stability. So I never used it. Done this over 1.5 years ago maybe. And so I just decided, since I'm making bags that are just going to be storing sewing machine parts, that maybe this is the time to use this. So I've just randomly cut this. I actually got 4 pieces here to make box bags like what I just showed you. Hi Ray, hi Zella McKenzie, hi Teresa Dawkins, Shaquita Pearson, Dorothy Battle, Yolanda Riza, Minnie Dula, Peggy O'Connor, Sheila Willis, Bonita Nance, Melinda C. A lot of you all come in. Deborah Sims Brown. And do I have everybody? Cynthia Shade. And Jim Bennett and C. Joy Creation. So I now have like 4 that I can make out of this fabric, just to get rid of it so that it's not just sitting around, because it's pretty bulky to be just sitting around. But I had more than that. I actually made 2 bags. So I made this bag here, and I've got like the blue tassel. So this is the little tassel here that I got from Amazon, but they don't have any strings on them, and so I have to have a little knot on it. So I'm trying to figure that part out. Again, if you got some suggestions that can help me with this, let me know. So on this bag, I was using some fat quarters, some solid fat quarters. So I have just this royal, and again on the inside, since it's just throwing presser feet, I just want to know that it's my bag. I got that on here. This will fit the bigger Juki presser foot. So this was my Juki bag, so I might end up switching Juki over to this bag. So this one has a blue tassel. So I guess it should go for Juki. It's blue on the inside. And then this one has a yellow tassel. I actually made two. And then I've got yellow on the inside of this bag. And maybe this one will go for my brother. And I don't know what I was doing when I stuck my other end of my handle. Instead of putting it in between the front panel pieces, I actually put it in between the lining pieces. So be careful of that when you're inserting your handles. This was the only one that it happened. I thought I had it in the right place and I didn't. But I was going to take it apart before I stitched the bottom closed. But when I went to zip it, it closed up pretty good. So it's right here in the zipper. When I pull this, it still stays zip. So I'm like, it's for presser feet and sewing machine supply. So who cares? So I am not going to take it apart. So it is what it is. So that's what I made since we last been here. So I actually sewed this time since we last met. Also, I was working with my clips out of here. I do like this little container for clips because it's smaller to store. But when I'm trying to get them out or working with them, it's not the best thing. So I just made me a little clip bag here as well. So I made that too. Pretty cool. And I just used the first two squares I had in my space. I just decided to use that. And that's why they are here. And I just pulled this back out so you could see, you know, the size of what I was working with. Of course, I got more clips in here than what was in the smaller container as well. Because when I was doing both of those at the same time, the blue and gold ones, I was running out of clips and I started using pins. So it does help with that. See who else has come in. The bags are beautiful. Thank you, Claudette. Maddie says, you've been busy. June says, like your bags too. So yeah. So I did a little bit this time since I last sewed on Saturday. Hi, Anita Scott. So let's talk about the Panasonic iron. So I'm just going to move this because I don't need it. The Panasonic iron versus the Steamfast iron. And I see more people are coming in. So just a second here. Sue says, hello, tea and quilting family. 343 days until the retreat to end all retreats. Working with a migraine today, so I may not contribute much to the chat. Sorry. So yes, I do understand when I've been having those sinus and sun headaches that I've been getting. So take care of yourself, Sue. But Nita says, wow, you've been very busy. They look fabulous. Yes. So I do want to make 4 more. I've been doing a lot of video watching because I've been trying to figure out if there were any videos on how to make like a sewing machine bag. I found some, didn't like them, but then I found one and it was they were talking in another language. So I ended up muting that. So I really don't know. I could see what they were doing, but I don't have any visual or verbal help to know what they're doing. But I'm trying to figure out if I want to make entire bags that will cover the entire machines as well. So that's another thing that I've been looking at. So I've been doing a lot of video watching and just trying to see what's out there for sewing machines, cover bags. So yeah. Hi T Roberts. Hi Iris Sale Lady. Deborah says love your bags too. Thank you. Lady Crafts is here from Central North Carolina. I'm not paying Kevin any attention. My Juki's name is Discover. That's her name. Discover. Discover paid for her. T says she's nursing a cold from the cruise. Oh, man. Damali J is here also. Said the rain brought her temperatures down in Maryland, so that's pretty cool. So I still have this Panasonic iron, no, this Steamfast iron plug-in. And I guess the reason why I did that, because I want to probably talk about that, but the Panasonic iron is not plugged in. So let me turn this around too. So I just want to talk about the cordless iron, because when I got the Steamfast iron, I had a lot of people asking me about doing a review, or asking me like as soon as I used it that one time if it was equivalent or better or worse than the Panasonic cordless iron. So I thought that I would come on here and do a comparison video where you all can ask me your questions now. I've used this iron for about a month now. Lady Craft says, I like how Discover got her name. Right. Thank you, T, for hitting the thumbs up. Hi, Patsy Johnson. Welcome to the chat. Thank you so much for commenting. So, yeah. So, I want to talk about these two irons. First of all, on the covers, let's talk about the carrying cases. They both have carrying cases that are heat resistant, meaning that if you're out sewing at a quilt class, and you know how sometimes you have to cut your iron off 30 minutes before you get ready to leave to make sure that you know, that your iron is not going to burn your car or you as you're trying to travel with your iron back home. So I do love that they both have heat resistant covers. You can just put your iron into the base, put your covers on, and you're ready to carry your iron out in seconds. So they both have carrying handles, which are nice. I feel like the Panasonic one is just a little bit more comfortable in my hand. This one is not that it's a big deal, because you're not going to be carrying it that far anyway. Most of the time I have a wagon, and all I'm doing is picking up from the table and putting it to my wagon. Then when I get to my car, I'm picking up and doing it from my car. So if I say comfortability of handle, Panasonic's a little bit better. On the carrying cases also, Panasonic has Panasonic on the actual case. So that's nice, because Steamfast does not. They don't have it on the case on the outside that I can see. Panasonic only has it on one side. So that's also the side, because I feel like more people will probably bring this to classes and things like that, because it's a portable iron. So let me open this. Let me get it over here. This one's locked. So I ended up putting my Teaquilts on the outside that has the Panasonic on it, just so that I know it's a Panasonic cordless iron cover, number one, and then number two, that it's my cover. And then I also put it on the other side of my iron, the opposite side, so that when it's in the case, I see Teaquilts on both sides of my carrying case, because it's a clear see-through. So I have to think certain things through, because if it's turned a different way and you got more than one person using the same thing at a class, it just makes it easier for you to pick up your belongings when it's time to go. I feel like 99% of the time people are not trying to take other people's belongings. Sometimes things get left. They don't know who to call or contact, because there was no name on it. So major things that I really, really care about, I make sure that I get my name on those items when I take them out. Hi, Francis Jackson, Lana Dean, Dee Branson, Janet McCarroll. Welcome to the chat, everyone. And then I feel like the handles to get off, or they're both okay. They're shaped a little different. This one's more rectangular. This one's more rounder up at the top. I don't think it will be any different there. So I have never in my house, I know that I can't run an iron with a space heater. So I would never plug two irons into the same surge. Bernita is asking that question. about can you plug more than one iron into an electrical outlet. I would not put more than one iron on a circuit breaker, okay? Because otherwise I feel like you're going to be going up and down, because I noticed that retreat, when irons surge, they start surging up and down at different times. And after an iron's been on for 2 or 3 days, or on that circuit for 2 or 3 days, then we were having some difficulties in one part of the facility, in the downstairs room, not the upstairs one. And we've had that problem with my other quilt guild as well, in that bottom room at Quilt Retreat. So at home, I just don't do it, because I don't want to go up and down the steps. I have to go up and down the steps and then take the full length of my house to get to the circuit. So I'm not going to try that. I'm not going to plug in 2 irons, because I don't want to be sitting here in the dark with you all. So I just feel like if I can't run a space heater and an iron, I have to cut my irons off whenever if I have a space heater on, which, you know, I don't even know why I still have a space heater in here, because since I've gone through menopause, that thing hasn't been on. It's just a dust catcher or something like that. Okay, I need to like take that thing out of here. But I would not put 2 irons on the same circuit breaker. Just my recommendation. Maybe your house can handle it. Mine's cannot. Or I don't think it will. I have never plugged 2 irons in. I plugged an iron and a heater, a little small space heater, and it would not work. And I don't know what the wattage was on the space heaters. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take the covers off, since we've talked about that part. All right. So let's talk about since we're on electrical, let's talk about the wattage. The Panasonic iron is 1500 watts. And then as you can see, it has a stainless steel sole plate. And then it has 2 pointed ends. On the Steamfast iron, it is 1200 watts. It has 1 pointed end, and it has a coated template. So it's not stainless steel. Okay, which one of these irons do I feel get the hottest? I feel the Panasonic is hotter. However, with the 1200 watt and the bigger bottom base, I feel like when I was like at the end, when I made a quilt block, say it was a 6-inch, 12-inch quilt block, and I was pressing it right here with this iron, because normally I take everything back to my big board area and press everything final there. I felt like this iron had a flatter block than the Panasonic did. The Panasonic pressed well, everything looked good. I knew nothing was wrong. And then when I pressed my final block with this, I just noticed that my block was a lot flatter with this particular iron. Talk about water tanks. I don't know, I can't remember how many ounces. This one takes 6 ounces of water, and I can't remember how many ounces the Panasonic takes. But what's nice about the Panasonic one is that it has a removable tank. I hardly ever remove it. So it has a removable tank, which makes it nice because you can just take it to your faucet if you want to put the water in. And then putting the water into this iron is very easy because it's right here on top. All I got to do is flip this open, and it's right here on top for me to pour water in from my water bottles that I have back here. Both irons came with a little small water cup similar to this. This is the one that came with Steamfast. I've since gotten rid of the one for Panasonic because it's so easy to water. I don't need an open cup of water, okay? So I got rid of that. Now you see, I still got the Steamfast one, okay? Let's talk about that one. Steamfast is right here on top of the iron. Right here on top. And it's very awkward to pour into this on either side. I know I'm left-handed, but if I'm still coming from this end, my water bottle is hitting this. And I find it very cumbersome to put water into here. So it's a lot easier to put the water in here with the cup But I don't have time to be working with this cup. I already got water in a bottle. I don't want to pour water into this from a bottle when I've already gone to the sink and gotten my water for the irons, okay? So I'm one of those people that use steam. If you don't use steam, then this wouldn't be a problem for you. I feel like this iron is very cumbersome to put water into. It has 2 steam settings. So, well, I guess 3. Well, 2. Well, I guess it's 3 because you have off, then middle, and high. And the same thing over here on the Panasonic. You have off, medium, and then high. All right. What I don't like about the steam on the Steamfast is when I have it on the steam on, when I put it back on the base, I have to remember to cut the steam off because the whole time it's recharging itself, it's steaming. And so all the water that I put in that was complicated and difficult to put in the first place, now it's even more complicated, okay? So I'm running out of water, and now I got to do it more, do a job that I hate to do more because it's running out. I have to remember to cut the steam off when I put it on the iron on the base so that it doesn't steam out the water that I'm trying to use when I'm actually pressing. The nice thing is once I take it off the base and I put the steam on and I get to my ironing surface, so from here to here, I can press steam and I still get my burst of steam, so I don't have to wait for that. And I got a little water up here because both of my irons have water in them. So, because I wanted to do a true test with water in them. I didn't feel like they both have spray bottles and they also both have bursts of steam. I didn't feel like either one of them leaked or anything like that. I have very good experience. I've been using this Panasonic iron since 2018. And I just got this iron, like I said, a month ago. So it's not a 100% true comparison, but I've used it enough to know what I like and don't like thus far. Now, you just saw me put both of my irons onto the base. I put my Panasonic iron onto the base. It seemed like it had some little clicky thing that happens when I take it off. And then when I put it on, it just goes into the base. Over here, I'm going to cut this iron on. Let me cut it on and get it heated up. On this one, this iron here, I have a problem with it getting on the base. You can kind of see the red light in here for it to be heating up. When I put this on the base, I'm telling you, I feel like it'd be locked in there, and then this light should come on as soon as I put it into the base. Sometimes, and it happens a lot when I'm doing 200 half square triangles and I'm pressing them, and then when you turn back around and your iron isn't heated and you're ready to press, say, a set of 25 that you just sewed, it can be annoying. So this thing does not activate the base, and it's going to do it now every time because I'm here with you, okay? But I'm telling you from experience that this thing does not engage all the time. So to me, that's a problem. I don't like that. And then one other thing is that this has an area where you store your cord, which is nice that they gave you a place to store when you're going to classes, retreats, whatever. On the Panasonic, they have a place for you to store your cord. See how small that is? That's because it's retractable. So I can pull this out and lock it, and then when I want to put it back in there, it goes all the way back in. This I've got to cram into this little space in here. And it's a good amount of space. I mean, I can get my fingers all the way back, but I got to push it all the way in. There is nothing retractable about this at all. So they both have 360. You can, like, this is a 360 degree design because it's pointed at both ends. It doesn't matter which end you iron from unless you're going to be doing bursts of steam or something like that. You can iron from either end because I've done that. This one, you can still iron from either end. Doesn't matter. It's just that you've got one side that has a bigger base. And again, just keep in mind too that I don't recommend cordless irons to be your only iron. A cordless iron to me is to use when you're piecing. It's not to use when you want to press yardage, because you'll be doing it forever because they're so small. So keep that in mind. So again, auto shut off. Let's talk about that. They both have auto shut off. The Steamfast is about 7 to 8 minutes where it shuts off. And then on the Panasonic, it takes about 10 minutes to shut off. Now, Steamfast says that their iron heats back up in 30 seconds, or heats up in 30 seconds you can use it. I don't know if it's that quick, but it's quick. And on the Panasonic, it's really about 2 minutes for your iron to heat up, something like that. And I've never had a problem with that, because as soon as I come in, you all have seen me when I'm sewing live, I come in and I know I'm going to be sewing, I go ahead and just cut my iron on and get it, you know, to be heated up. And then I start sewing some stuff. And then by the time I'm ready to press, my iron's ready to go. So this iron here though, they said only has, I can't remember if it's 30 seconds again that you can use it. Like, you know, use it. Whereas I feel like I was able to press like 12 to 15 half square triangles when I'm pressing them open, which takes a longer time. I don't feel like this iron stays as hot as long when it's off the base. So let's talk about money, because I think I've talked about everything else with this iron. I just got a little chart here to make sure I don't forget anything. So I just kind of winged it. Let's talk about the price. Now, I just went on Amazon. I'm going to use Amazon pricing. Now, when I first bought this Steamfast iron, it was on Amazon for $55. Today, it's on Amazon for $39 and some change. Okay, so it makes this a very cheap iron right now. And I'm not sure if it's cheap because it's Prime Day, or if they just not selling and Amazon is reducing the price lower and lower. I can't buy this iron wholesale for $39, okay? So keep that in mind. So I'm just going to give you Amazon's price, $39 and some change. So $40 for the iron. The Panasonic iron, the retail price of this iron is $130. Amazon has it for this is the silver. It's on sale for $104 right now on Amazon. But if you get it in the black and white, they have it for $80. So you're almost paying double for the Panasonic iron. Now, Bonita says it is Prime Day. Yeah, because I know that. I don't care about any sales, even if I paid the original retail price for this iron. If you're asking me which iron would I pick, I'm going to pick it for you now. So why don't you guess which iron that I would pick? I'm going to wait for 10 people to put in there which iron do you think is the better iron between the two, based on what I've already told you and everything that we talked about. I've got good points for each iron. I've got negative points for both irons. So let me know what you think my choice is going to be. Hi, Michelle the Quilter. All right. Okay. So it's just everybody has the same vote in the chat. And you are correct. If I was picking, I would pick the Panasonic. Matter of fact, the reason why I'm doing this review today, because last Saturday I didn't know what I was going to talk about today. The reason why I'm doing this review today is because I'm going to put this Steamfast up, and it's going to be the iron that I take to classes. It will not go to retreats. It can go to a class, but it will not go to a retreat. It's not going to be an iron that I'm using in here every day as I'm piecing, because it's a pain in the butt when it doesn't heat up every time I sit it in this thing. And it's doing it now for you guys, But I'm telling you, when you're working with this iron, there are going to be so many times that you're going to think that your iron is back there charging, and you press 100 pieces and you're now ready to press those pieces, and your iron is back here ice cold, okay? I have never had the problem with me getting this Panasonic into the slot, no matter what. Whether it clicks hard, whether it clicks soft. When it comes out, I already can hear the click of the release letting me know this one, it comes out, but it's not sometimes on. It's in the thing, but it didn't engage. So I don't fully understand what's going on with that. That's something that I feel Steamfast need to work with. There's a reason why there's a price difference between these two irons, and that's because of the quality. And sometimes I tell people, you know, buying the cheapest of something isn't always the best bet. Again, I've been using this iron since 2018. When I bought it in 2018, I liked it very well for this little space here to press when I was doing live videos, as well as, you know, I didn't have to get up and go around to the other place where I got, you know, bigger ironing space. So it kept me from doing a lot of walking. I went and bought a second iron in 2018 because I wanted to make sure that if this iron went out, because I'm a person that kills an iron in a year. I'm that prolific of a quilter that I'm killing irons. They only last a year. This has lasted since 2018. I highly recommend. I know some people have been buying Panasonics. They've said after COVID and they've had problems with the irons. I think you should just institute your warranty and get another iron. I just think maybe something happened where they couldn't get a particular part after COVID. Let Panasonic know, because I feel like Panasonic is a great company. They're going to want to make sure that nobody's out here bad-mouthing their product. Like I said, I have issues with an iron. If I can't depend on you, you're not going to be in my main sewing area. You can be a fall guy for something else, but you won't be in my main area. So I've sold on it a month. I wanted to kick it out of here in a week, but I made myself keep it in here for a month so that I could do a true review. And now it's going out. It will be when I go to classes or like Scrap Quilting Club, where it's a one-day going out for 5 or 6 hours to sew. That's what this iron has been regulated to, because it's not consistent for me. It's not trying to be my friend. Okay? And let me make sure. No, my Steamfast is not going to retreat, because can you imagine being at retreat a week and your iron is giving you, I throw that iron into the trash can at retreat. So it will not go to retreat. It is not. No way, Jose. This one goes to retreat. So what I might do is I might go ahead and open up my other Panasonic iron that's cordless and make it my travel iron when I go to retreats, and then I never have to move this iron from over here again, because every time I go to retreats, I do take this iron apart. Even when we travel, like when we go to Houston, things like that, or, you know, the quilt shows, I do take my irons with me because we're going to be quilting in the room. So I always unplug this. So maybe I just need to go ahead and unbox my other Panasonic that I bought in 2018 and use it as my travel iron and leave this one in my workspace. This one will be a one-day class iron, okay? I'm just letting you know. You can do what you want. Maybe you'll have better experience. Every time I've been putting it in here while I'm live, it's engaging. But I'm telling you, when I'm turning around to put it in, come back, put it in, come back, it's not, and then it's not heated. I've probably, in a month, I'm going to say I probably have had that happen at least 20 times, at least, where my iron wasn't ready to go. And then I got to figure out something else to do, because now maybe I've sewn all of my pieces and I'm waiting to go to the second step, but I can't go to the second step because I got to press all these pieces that need to be pressed, but I got to wait for my iron to heat up. Now, again, they said it takes 30 seconds. I wait a little longer than that to make sure that the iron is hot, because I don't want any water, because since I'm using water, I don't want any water running through my iron. So I wait like a minute or so for the iron to fully heat up. But I just wanted to do this review because, yeah, this iron is going into storage. It's going into its iron heaven. Hi, EJ's daughter. um, everybody put Panasonic. Nobody voted for Steamfast. um, somebody says they purchased their Steamfast for $30, got two. You're gonna need it because I have a feeling it's not gonna last. See, 2018, 1920. So this iron is now 6 years old. I think I've more than gotten my money out of it. This is irritating me. And so, yeah, even the steam button is irritating. So I am ready to get rid of this. I can leave my steam on my Panasonic on the base while it's charging, and I don't have that steam problem. So. And Kevin says, which is hotter for those that don't use steam, if you haven't answered that question yet? I still say, because of the power base, I still recommend Panasonic. This iron, like I said, I didn't notice any difference when I was piecing, other than when I got through, I realized that a completed quilt block was flatter with this. And I think it's because it's also got a bigger base, probably a little bit. This still has weight. It's just not as wide as this for some, well, we know what the reasons are. So this iron, I felt, made the block flatter. You'll have to make that decision for yourself. If you're talking about non-steam and all of that, I felt like they were comparable in heat. I think I said that before, that they're comparable in heat, but I just noticed that the Steamfast iron block, completed block, when I ironed a completed block, it got really flat, and I've never had a block get that flat with the Panasonic iron. So again, I'm only using this in my piecing station. So in the end, if I had a 12-inch block, I can't even iron a 12-inch block here because I don't have enough space for it. So that's not critical for me because I'm going to go somewhere else and press anyway. But I guess I would say this will make your block flatter. But if you want to play with the power of it being in and out of this power housing, then maybe the Steamfast is for you. But it is not for me right now. Let me cut this off because we're taking this out. I'm going to pour the water out of this, and it's getting stored. So that was a good question, though, but you'll have to decide, if that's what you want to deal with. Lana says Panasonic is her choice. The little green light comes on when it's in the slot. The little green light comes on when it's in the slot. I do know that the light here comes on when it's put into the slot. Now, this is the first time on the live that I put it in the slot, and the orange light right here that says it's charging did not come on. So, yeah, it finally did it on the live for you guys, and it's nestled right into that base. It's not like it's not in there. I don't want this iron to fall off, but it is nestled into the base like it should be. But this is the first time it's done it on the live. Every time I picked it up and put it back, it worked. But I also have it, I hear it clicking now because I'm going to cut it back on. Yeah, so it did click that other time, but when I first put it in there, it didn't click. I don't know what green light she's talking about came on. So I don't know what that's about. But, yeah, it just depends on your patience. I have the gold Panasonic, and it's great. Really like the retractable cord. Yes. That was Sheila D. Gloria Jackson is here, says you got that right, T. Quality over cheap price. Yeah, and I've been like that even when I had to save, like, for a vacuum. When I first got my own place on my own, I had to save for a vacuum, and it was like, I could have bought the cheap vacuum with one check, paying for it out of one check. And then if I wanted something that was like middle of the road so that it will last a little longer, then I maybe had to save like 2 or 3 checks. And what did I do? I saved for the 2 or 3 checks because I want to make sure I'm not going to have to buy this right before or right after that warranty runs out. So that's my thing. And then with me always being hard on irons, I've already had this one that's given me 6 years already. So I would pick a Panasonic iron over the Steamfast iron, my personal opinion, even though at the end it pressed my block flatter. But it was too many times that I picked this iron up and it wasn't ready for me to go. Benita says, it's out of here. She's so silly. Yolanda says, my gold Panasonic is my friend, no doubt. Janet says, what model is your Juki? It's the TL2010Q. They're all about the same. You're just getting different feet, and you've got on the quilted, the QVP one, you've got a knob where you can turn, lower and raise the presser foot. So they're all about the same. Quilt Gal's here. Hi, Quilt Gal. Welcome. Sheila says, I use clappers to get my blocks and patches flat. Hi, Claudette Bettis. Welcome to the chat. So, yeah. So, I just wanted to come do this because I didn't want to put it up and then have to go back and get it because I don't plan on looking at this iron. Too much. Okay. Yeah, so that's what we're doing with the Steamfast. I'm just going to move it so I can get it out of the way. And then on the Panasonic too, with that retractable card, you can pull out just how much card you need. And you don't have to worry about the rest of it coming out. Like it locks in particular places along the cord. You can pull out just what you need. So yeah. So I kind of got, I guess, a little spoiled since I started with Panasonic. It also probably could be a factor, but I know that if I had even started with Steamfast and went to Panasonic later, that I still would have picked Panasonic because I need a true base that's going to be a powerhouse. I need for you to work when I need you to work. So I don't want to be waiting for you to start up. Hi, Rhonda Boileau. Hi, Billy Weatherreed. Says Panasonic has 2 different types of sole plates, ceramic and stainless steel. The ceramic plates get a lot hotter and hold heat better. Yeah, but this, I actually like this because, if you do have to clean, I feel like this is easier to clean. I've had some sole plates and then they get all scratched up on some iron. So it doesn't matter to me long as the iron get hot. So I can understand both ways. I don't have a ceramic sole plate. So I can't review what I don't have. I don't have a ceramic sole plate. Is there a green light on Steam Base where hand was just sitting? This right here is just your Steam button. That's what this is. It doesn't light up. It's just for steam. Maybe there was a glare from the stainless steel or the lights that's in here, but this doesn't light up. It's just your steam button. That's the only thing on here that's green. And then, yeah, there is no lights on the base, on either base. Hi, Pearl Medina. Welcome to the chat. So, yeah, any other questions about the iron? Because I'm done. And then we can just go over retreat stuff, just reminding people that are coming to the 2025 retreat that your payment is due by the end of July. Your initial deposit and your July payment is due by the end of July. So if you've already paid $100, you don't need to add that to your cost of your retreat first payment. But if you haven't paid your $100 and you're planning to attend retreat, then you need to make sure that you pay your July deposit payment plus your $100 to, it's not like it was a $100 that I had people prepay. It's still part of your retreat payment, but I had them prepay it in order to get on the list because I used that money part of that money went to signing the contract for the retreat for 2025. So it was still part of your retreat money. It's just that it's due if you haven't paid it. Okay. I got a few people that haven't paid it. And I think that's it for that in the chat. Let me go back and make sure I didn't miss anything, since no one is saying anything right now, just to make sure. And you know what I got on here? I probably have missed a lot. I don't know why this thing comes in with top messages. It doesn't show all messages. And then once I hit show all messages, it doesn't show me the message that I've missed before. It just starts off from when I told it to show all messages. So sorry, guys. I don't know why it's defaulted to that. I can't change it anywhere. And I can't remember all of this stuff to do when I'm coming in here. I got to do the mics, do the lights, do the video, get everything I need in here. You know, it's a lot. Kevin says, what other online celebrity would do an honest comparison like this for us? Let's give Miss T a big old heart. Yeah, you know, the great thing is, and I tell you guys that I don't mind spending my coin and coming on here and showing you a product, because I can tell you my honest opinion about the product, and I'm not going to the company saying, you know, I would like to do a review, I'd like to work with you. No, I want to work with you if you got a great product, or if you're honest and let me give you my honest opinion. So if you're not going to let me give you my honest opinion, then I don't really want to work with you. So I'll just spend my own money. And Yolanda says, just to note, the bottom of my Panasonic states advanced ceramic. I bought it in 2019. It's not stainless steel. Okay, because so she has the ceramic one. I have the stainless steel one. And I haven't, like I said, I haven't used the ceramic one. Yolanda's also asking, after using the Panasonic for the day, do you empty the water out, which the instruction states should be done? She says, I don't. And I don't. Most of the time the water is almost out. I feel like, since this is a removable tank too, but I don't take it out of the Steamfast either. I'm going to be honest. I don't take the water out of any of my irons at the end of the day. Most of the time I'm coming back the next day to finish up anyway what I've been working on. But I don't pour the water out of my irons. I'm an iron abuser, like I said. When I was buying Rowenta irons, which I no longer buy, I was buying a new Rowenta iron every 6 months. Now, the nice thing about the Rowenta irons was that they are, to me, the hottest irons on the market. However, I would kill a Rowenta iron in 6 months. So every 6 months, I was spending $200-ish to go buy another Rowenta. And I had always had the ones that didn't have auto shut off. So I had to get used to having irons that do have auto shut off. Like my Oliso now is my big iron family. I buy that brand because I've had it since like 2019. I either bought it in Houston or AQS show in Paducah in 2019 before COVID. And so it's still running. Now, I don't know if somebody knocked my iron off the ironing board at retreat, but it was acting up towards the end of retreat. And I haven't ironed anything big yet. So I don't know if my Oliso iron is now dead or what. But it was just going up and down continuously, and it wouldn't stop. So I do need to investigate if that iron needs to be pitched now. And if that's true, then I'm going to have particular irons that will go to retreat. You won't get the Highline irons. You'll be getting, you know, the cheapy irons from Walmart in the future if the iron is broken. Because there was nothing wrong with that iron when I took it to retreat. And all of a sudden, the iron is stuck going up and down. And of course, you know, I don't know what happened with the iron. So I feel like it got abused somewhere at the ironing station at retreat, because I've never had a problem with the Oliso iron ever. So she says, I have both. This is Remo. My first Panasonic didn't last but 3 months. Panasonic sent me a new one. I like my Steamfast. I have a backup one. So she's a Steamfast. Hi, Carol Williams. What kind of label is on your iron? I make t-shirts, and so I do some labels that are heat press labels and some labels that are just sticky back labels. These are just sticky back labels. It's not heat. Sometimes I'll use like my iron and put on a heat press label, but this one is not. Also, when I have them on my Bernina, it's also a sticky back label, the Teaquilts that's normally on. And I just haven't gotten, these other machines labeled up yet. So I think I got everyone's questions. So I'm going to go back down to the bottom. Miss T. Olisso scared Sheila to death. She said it was possessed, laughing out loud. I ain't never had the iron do that. Now, I have never plugged that iron back up since I came home from retreat. I haven't had time to do any big projects that required me to go back there to iron. So I need to check that out. EJ's daughter says, I no longer borrow winter irons. I demolished 3 in 8 years. I do not empty the water either. They should be made better. Yeah, I just, I was okay with even if you could last a year. But when an iron can't even last 6 months, and I think it was because of the fact that I had the model that didn't have auto shut off. I think that was part of it too. But like on a Saturday, I could go back in the day. I would wake up on Saturday when because I didn't have meetings outside the house, and I would sew from Saturday morning when I woke up to Saturday night when I went to bed. So that iron was on a good 16 to 18 hours. And so it did not like it, okay? It just did not like it. And so, like I said, I got about a good 6 months out of a Rowenta. And I was a Rowenta girl. I mean, I was just determined. I probably had gone through maybe 8 to 10 Rowenta irons, being, determined that I'm going to use Rowentas. Then I started experimenting with getting other irons. I got an old a Black & Decker iron, the black iron with, the little red and blue info for your settings. I start trying different brands of irons. I bought Japanese irons. I think Kevin and I also got, which I haven't even used mine, so maybe that could be a retreat iron, is the, what was the name of that iron, Kevin, that you wanted for Christmas that I told your family to get? I haven't even pulled mine out, so I forgot about it, okay? And it's the name of a curling iron. And so I'm like, well, everybody said they love the curling iron, so let me try the iron, but I never did use the iron. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. See, I don't know if that's chai or chi because I don't do hair stuff, but that's the iron, okay? Hi, Mary. She says, hi, friend. Sorry, I've been missing in action. I have been modding for a channel. What? um, does your Aliso have a lock clean on it? I can lock mine. You talking about locking it so that it's a stand-up iron? I can't remember. I thought you could make it so that it wouldn't do that. But it's like when people are not used to using an Oliso iron and then one shows up, every time I went over to that ironing station, my iron was sitting upright instead of just sitting flat on the board like when I first set it up. So I think people were just not used to using the Oliso iron. Now, I took it to the retreat 2 years ago and it didn't become a problem. This year it was a problem. So in the future, I'm just not going to bring that type of iron to retreat. It's my own fault for bringing it. I just think people are not used to that. Mary says, I like your tee. I like the neckline and color. Yeah, I do have a few like female t-shirts. And I've got my mic on here, so it's pulling it down. But if I'm not mistaken, when I ordered them, they only came in size medium to XL, which I thought was the craziest thing. So, yeah. So that's the problem with the t-shirts for the ladies in this V-neck style. And Kevin pronounced chi according to company. Okay. So he says he loves his chi iron. Okay. Sue says, my 30-year plus iron was a rock star doing retreat. Stays hot. Winter is a waste. So, yeah. And I had a very old Black & Decker when I first started quilting that was just a little bit bigger than that Steamfast sole plate, about maybe an inch longer or something. So it wasn't like a big bottom iron like when the Winters came out. But I used that iron for a long time, and I almost cried when that iron stopped working. You know, the heating element just wore out. But I had it from the time I was like maybe 16, 17 years old. I had to be in my 40s, easily in my 40s, when that iron decided to go out. And I iron my clothes. I've been a person that always like hit the, I iron them and put a crease in it, because I was one of those persons that had the jeans that were starch from the cleaners, and you had to put your arm in and go up and down to get the starch to open up. Your crease stood out. But, I come from that. So I still had to like press my jeans at that time. So now I just get into the jeans. I don't press them anymore, okay? But you can't go from one extreme to the next, that's for sure. My brother's letting me know it's 8 o'clock. He says, good night, everyone. Stay safe still. Have fun. So, yeah. So, 2 weeks from Saturday, I guess. Let's see. The 17th. Oh, no, my goodness. It's a week from Saturday. I guess I will be doing some kind of drawing for my birthday. I don't know what it's going to be yet. I'm going to figure it out. And then I will let you guys know. So just know that in order to win, you do need to be here in the chat on Saturday. I will not be saying you a winner and you're not here. So don't even try it. So you need to be in the chat. You need to tell me that you're in the chat when I call your name if you're a winner. And then also send me your mailing address so I don't have to go looking it up from a previous order by searching for your name in my emails and everything. So you got to do 2 things. You need to be present to win, and also you need to send me your mailing address. Otherwise, I'm not going to send it. And also, I'm paying the postage, so you don't have to worry about that. A lot of places you win prizes and they make you pay for postage, so I'm not doing any of that. But you do need to be present to win. My birthday is July 28th, but we're going to be live July 27th, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll be here this Saturday, too. 8 p.m. Central Standard Time for 2-hour live sewing chat. I don't know where we're going to be sewing on yet, but I'll be here. Things from the past are meant to last. Nowadays, only until your warranty expires. Yes, and that's the same thing I've been saying about refrigerators. My ice maker is like out on my refrigerator, but I don't want to buy a new refrigerator because that's the only thing wrong with the refrigerator is I can't get the ice out. It'll make ice, but it won't come out. And I've tried getting people to come look at it, and it just got to be a problem. So we just disconnected the ice maker part. So I'm scared to buy a new one because I had a friend that bought a new one, and then she was buying another one like 3 or 4 years later. It's like, this don't make any sense. T, when did you get your Juki? Was Kevin an influence? No. I ended up, you've been missing for a while, girl. I messed up the brother right before retreat, and I didn't know if I was going to have it back in time. So I bought the Juki just in case. And then I got my brother back. But yeah, and the Juki came like the day after retreat started. It came Wednesday. But I knew that it would come soon. I was hoping it would come before, but it didn't. But I still could have used it if I needed to, but I didn't. Gloria says, I still have my Rowenta, but I love my Panasonic. Joy Sterling says she Panasonic. Celebrating 56th anniversary tomorrow for Janet. So happy anniversary, Janet McCarroll. Enjoy, you and your spouse. Other people are telling her congrats as well. And I think that's going to end it here. So make sure that you're checking your emails if you're on the 2025 retreat list. If you want to get on the 2025 retreat list, all the information is listed in the featured section. Or you can go to the file section of the Teaquilts LLC Facebook group. If you're not a member and you're requesting to join that group, you need to answer 4 questions. Most people will say, yes, I'm a quilter. You got 3 other questions you need to answer. If you don't answer those questions, you're not going to be approved. So you need to be aware of that, because I'm getting people in there that are just posting t-shirt ads and things like that. So if you're not answering the questions or don't want to answer 4 questions, then don't request to join, because it's going to be denied. But that's where the information is for retreat. If you're not on Facebook and you absolutely have to have it, I'm having issues with my emails being returned sometimes. I can try to send it to you, so you can send me an email request to t@teaquilts.com, and then I will try to send you the PDF so that you can print it off at home and look at the information that way. But you may not get it from me, so don't get angry if you don't get it back, because I'm having issues with some emails going out and other emails are not. So just be aware of that. Okay. When will we start Fabulous? That's the other thing. I want to start Fabulous, and I'm ready to start Dresden Village. I just need to make some dates. See, I don't know if it's just okay for me to go into Facebook and make a video and just go in there and start talking, or do you all want me to make a date and time? Because it probably will be during the daytime. How do you all want me to do that? That's a good question. So maybe when I come back on Saturday, you all can give me some helpful tips on how we can do that. I would like to do like sewing sessions. I'm gonna sign up for Zoom as well, but I don't know how many people would be available during the daytime to do Zoom sessions with that, where I can see you guys, and then if you're having issues, you can put yours up to your screen and I can see exactly what your issue is. So I'm kind of perplexed on that now that I'm ready to kind of start these projects. Especially, I want to start Dresden Village first, and then I'm also going to be ready for Fabulous. So I do plan to do those. And I do want to do them before the end of the month. I only got like another week or so, right? Another 2 weeks, I think. So good question. Thank you. Who was that? Deborah. Thank you, Deborah, for that, because I do want to do that. Now that I've got a little bit more time, now the retreat's gone, except I'm also now, I went and I'm working on, I'm being quilt show chairperson for my quilt guild. So that started this week, where I am now going to be pushing forward with planning a quilt show for my quilt guild next year. So it's cool. Lady Craft says, I can relate to the starched jeans. I'm from that era too. Now that's cool. So yeah, think about how you all want me to present Fabulous sections. See if you want to do it as a sew along, or do you want me to do it like in a Zoom as a sew along where I can see you, while we can see each other as we're working? Or do you want me to just present the months thing and just post it, or do it randomly? If you're available, you see it. If you don't, I'm not going to be really like talking to people or anything like that. I'll just be showing what I'm doing inside the Facebook group, and I'm okay either way. It doesn't make any difference to me. So Deborah says she likes the Zoom idea. Mary says the Zoom idea. Okay. So if you're not already into the fabulous Teaquilts Fabulous group on Facebook and or the Teaquilts Dresden Village group on Facebook, and you've paid your money to be in that group, you bought your pattern from me, make sure you go request to join those groups because they are going to be starting soon. And then I can drop some Zoom links into the groups and we can see how the Zoom works. And if people don't like the Zoom, I can like leave the Zoom, and I think you can save a Zoom. I'm not sure how much space they give you to save a Zoom because it's been a minute since I've worked in it. But I do know that it's easy to get into the Zoom. So long as you're in the group, I'll let you into the Zoom meeting. If you're not in that group, I'm not going to let you into the Zoom meeting. So you need to be aware of that. So make sure that you join that group because before I go live on the Zooms, I'm going to get the list of the members from Facebook and only approve the people who are coming through from Facebook. Will you be making an agenda like you did with Song with Boho? No, because we're going to be following the order of the patterns. So I'm not going to make an agenda. We're just going to do one section a month. And then on Dresden Village, we're going to always, it's a whole lot of the Dresden things, and that's what they're starting with. So we're not going to get probably all of that done in the first month unless you're working on it every day, and I don't have time to work on it every day. So there may be other months when you got something that wasn't as taxing as the other one. Then you can, do more of those when you have time. So, and if we need to add on extra months because a lot of people are behind, I'm okay with that too. I think Eric is in the process of moving. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and end here. Again, make sure you join those groups. Make sure you get your retreat payments in for 2025. And I will see you all Saturday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time for 2-hour live sewing chat. See you all then. You all stay blessed. Be safe, everybody, and quilt out. Bye.